Good morning everyone, my name is Saurabh Soni. Today I'll discuss one topic of class 12th. It is very interesting topic of class 12th. The name of the topic is differentiation. Differentiation. Okay, so first I'll give you introduction of this topic. What is the meaning of differentiation? What is the meaning of derivative and all? Okay, so here we have some parameter of this chapter: derivative, differential operator, derivative, differential operators, and differentiation. Okay, so what is the meaning of all those terms? Let's take an example. If we have a function, suppose if we have a function fx, so it is known as a function as we studied in earlier chapter. And if we apply d by dx, what is meaning of d by dx? D by dx is differential operator. Differential operator, it is an operator which gives differentiation of this function. Okay, so if we apply d by dx on this function, then we get another function, suppose that is capital F of x. So d by dx is known as differential operator. It was a given function and the resultant function is capital F of x. It is known as derivative of that particular function. Okay, so f of x was initial function. We applied operator d by dx and we got that f of x. It is derivative, and the process of getting derivative from a function, it is known as differentiation. The process for getting derivative of a function is known as differentiation. Let's take an example, physical example. You might have heard about speed. We all are familiar with speed. Speed, the formula of speed is distance upon time. Distance upon time. So if we write in mathematically form, then how we'll write? S is given by d by t. D by t. So here we are observing that speed is depending total distance traveled and time taken. Okay, so what is the meaning of speed? Derivative of distance with respect to time. Derivative of distance with respect to time, it gives speed. You know, we all run vehicle, we all have bikes and scooty and all. Okay, so we used to say accelerate the bike or accelerate the car. So what is the meaning of acceleration? It is again a term of derivative. Acceleration means velocity or speed, velocity upon time. Acceleration means velocity upon time. So when we accelerate our vehicle, then we changes the velocity of that car or bike or scooty with respect to time. So again I am coming my topic. Derivative is a physical quantity which moves with respect to time or another function. As I said earlier, d by dx, it can be d by dt, it can be d by dp, it can be d by dx, depends on that physical quantity. So here we can write acceleration equals to velocity upon time. Changing rate of velocity with respect to time, it is known as example of derivative. So acceleration, I can write a equals to dv by dt. dv by dt, what is v? V was velocity and d by dt is derivative operator with respect to time. So I can write here mathematically form, and I can write another form, that is theoretically form. Changing rate of velocity with respect to time. With respect to time. So depends. If we increase our acceleration, then velocity is increases with respect to time. If we decrease the velocity, then acceleration also decreases. So depends on changing rate. It can be positive or it can be negative. All right. So we can understand with these examples. Okay. Now we'll take one trigonometrical example of derivative. Suppose if you have function y equals to sin x. Y equals to sin x, it is a trigonometric function where x is independent variable and y is dependent variable. Okay, if I draw the graph of this function, then it started from 0 to 1 and goes to -1 again. So that particular coordinate is 0 comma 1 and that particular coordinate is 0 comma -1. How does it come? Because as we know that the range of sin x was -1 to +1. So the graph lies between 1 and -1. It goes regularly and it goes maximum to 1 and minimum to -1. That is, it is known as periodic function. Okay, so we were discussing about derivative. So before giving derivative of this function, I wanted to give information of the graph. Okay, so question says that find the derivative of y. Find the derivative of y. So as I said, with respect to which variable? Here variable is x. So we'll find the derivative with respect to y only. So I'll write d by dx with respect to d by dx of y, means with respect to x. Pardon, with respect to x, not y. So dy by dx, d by dx, both the side, that is sin x. And the derivative of sin x is standard example, that is cos x. Actually, it comes from the graph. Let me draw one more graph on this. The graph of sin x is this, and the graph of cos x, it starts from 1. Because the range of cos is again -1 to +1, and the domain of cos x was 0 to pi. So the value of cos started from 1 and the value of sin started from 0. That's why the graph of sin x starting from 0 and the graph of cos x starting from 1. But the range are same, -1 to +1, -1 to +1. Alright. Now I'll give you one more concept of derivative. It is very interesting and very useful. Chain rule. What is the meaning of chain rule? Let's try to understand. Under this rule, we follow a sequence, a particular sequence. The sequence is, first we'll find the derivative of power, then we'll find the derivative of function, then we'll find the derivative of respective variable. It depends on which kind of function we have. Let's take y equals to, if we have a function, let's take another function, that is tan square x. Here we are observing this function. What is the power? Can you tell me? The power is 2. The power is 2. Here I am writing the power is 2. And what is the function? Here we can observe that the function is tan x, not tan square x, because we already considered power as 2. Then function is tan x. And what is the variable? Yes, the variable is x only. The last one variable is x only. So under this rule, as I said, we follow the sequence power, function and variable. Okay, so we'll follow this sequence. इसका मतलब ये है कि हम पहले power का derivative करेंगे, then function, then variable. Okay, so first we need to write the line differentiation short में. I'm writing in short with respect to x. Differentiation with respect to x. This line is very important in board examination. We need to write, because we need to mention we are finding derivative with respect to which variable. That is very important. So derivative with respect to x means d by dx of y and d by dx of tan square x. So I said we'll follow the sequence. First we'll find the derivative of power. The power, it means power will come forward as coefficient, then it remains 2 minus 1. There is a formula x power n. It gives n x power n minus. Standard formula it is given. We have a list of all these formula. So 2, 10 power 2 minus 1. Next one was function. Function is tan x, and again we have standard formula of tan x. Derivative of tan x is sec square x. Next one is variable. Variable is x only, as we know that the variable of derivative of x is 1 only. All are standard formula. I am writing here d by dx of tan x is sec square x, and d by dx of x is 1 only, and I have already mentioned here d by dx of x power n is n x power n minus 1. So I am using all these formula. So there is a list of all these formula we need to learn, or we need to memorize for all this, because we need to use in all the questions. So certain things we need to keep in our mind. All right, student. So it is based on this standard rule. This is very important rule as per class 11 and as per class 12, and as well as 11th class physics and 12th class physics. So mathematical the operations are the tool of physics. So they are mutually related to each other. We need to understand this thing. Let's take one more example based on chain rule. Y equals to sec square x dot sine x. Here we are observing that two functions are coming in the product form. But before this, I would like to give one basic example of this product rule. Y equals to x sine x only. So there is a rule, student. It is known as product rule for derivative u dot v. Again, it is listed in the formula. U dot v product rule is u v dash plus v u dash. Okay, so we'll use this formula for this example because it is clear that two different functions are coming here, x and sin x. First is algebraic function and second one is trigonometric function, as we studied in initial chapter, that is function. So under this rule, we'll find the derivative, same process, differentiation with respect to x. Then we'll get dy by dx equals to x as it is. If v dash means derivative of sin x, we have a formula that is cos x, and v as it is means cos x as it is, and derivative of x is, that is 1. X cos x plus, pardon, v is sin x only, so I'll write sin x only. That is the answer of this function. Okay, I wanted to solve this example first because this is complicated example as compared to this. Here we have sec square x and sin x together. Now this is known as u, this is known as v. Now you might be thinking that अभी तो आपने बोला कि यहाँ पर दो different function होते हैं, but it is not like that. यहाँ पर दोनों function trigonometric है, I know that, but they are different, their range is different. So we need to use this formula only, that product rule u dot v. It depends. So here we are writing differentiation with respect to x, that is dy by dx equals to sec square x, derivative of v means d by dx of sin x plus sin x as it is, and d by dx of sec square x. Alright everyone, now we'll use the formula. Sec square x as it is, it remains as it is. Derivative of sin x, we know that is cos x. Sin x as it is. Again here we are getting one function which is coming in power. So again we'll follow the chain rule. What was the chain rule? What I said? Chain rule was power first one, derivative of power, then function, then variable. Sin x as it is, function is sec x and power is 2. So first of all, power, function, variable. 2. Derivative of sec x, that is, again we have standard formula sec x tan x, and variable, that is 1. Derivative of x is 1. So we can arrange this and you will get the answer. Sec square x cos x. You can convert sec into cos also, 1 upon cos square x, 2 sin x sec. Either you can take sec as common, depends on the answer, because which answer is coming in the answer sheet. Okay, but we need to simplify. That is, we have to keep in our mind. All right. So I think students, I'm clear about this function and the chain rule and the process of derivative and the parameters of derivative. I hope I'm clear about this. Thank you so much.